Jessica, have you ever wondered if your whole life was built on lies? I never had, not until my grandmother tried to tell me something that would change everything. At 23, I was living with my mom, Lauren, and my dad, Jackson. It was supposed to be temporary, just until I saved enough from my junior architect job at Peterson and Associates to move out. But Mom had other plans. Jessica, honey, why waste money on rent when you can stay with us? Think about your future. That was her favorite line, always delivered with a sugary sweet smile while she insisted on helping manage my bank accounts. Ethan, my best friend, saw right through her. One afternoon, over coffee at our usual spot, he didn't hold back. Girl, you make good money. There's no reason your mom should be monitoring your Venmo like you're 16. She's just trying to help me save. For what? The apocalypse? You're a grown woman with a degree and a career. I knew Ethan was right, but confronting Mom felt like walking into a minefield. She had a way of twisting every argument, making me feel guilty for questioning her decisions. The real drama started when Grandma Scarlett came to visit. To Mom, she was the black sheep of the family, but to me, she was pure love. That day, she seemed anxious, like she was carrying a heavy burden. She kept trying to pull me aside. Jessica, sweetheart, there's something you need to know about your mom. Jessica, can you help me with dinner? Mom interrupted, appearing out of nowhere, as if she had a sixth sense for private conversations. Even Ethan's boyfriend, Chris, noticed it when he joined us for dinner. Your mom's got ninja-level interruption skills, he whispered as Mom busied herself in the kitchen. But it didn't stop there. At work, I couldn't escape her influence. She'd somehow befriended the office receptionist, fishing for updates about my schedule, my coworkers, even my lunch breaks. Mrs. Anderson called again. My colleague smirked one afternoon. Wanted to know if you were working late. Despite all of that, it was Grandma Scarlett's face that haunted me. The way she looked at me when Mom wasn't watching, as if she was carrying the weight of the world. I could see she needed to tell me something, even if it would shatter my life. That night, I couldn't sleep. The next morning, I went straight to her room, determined to get answers. She opened the door with tears in her eyes. It's time you knew the truth, sweetheart, she said, her voice trembling. Jackson isn't your biological father. The world seemed to stop spinning. What? Your real father is Andrew Mitchell, a businessman your mother dated in college. She never told him she was pregnant. When she met Jackson, she made everyone promise to keep quiet. I barely registered the words before Mom stormed into the room, her face contorted with rage. You miserable old witch, she spat. After everything I've done to keep this family together. She deserves to know, Scarlett said, standing her ground. The slap came out of nowhere, the sound echoing through the room. Get out. Mom screamed at Scarlett. Get out of my house. Stop it. I yelled, stepping between them. Is it true? Is Jackson not my father? Mom's laugh was cold and hollow. Oh, now you've done it, Scarlett. Happy? You've ruined everything. Don't blame her, I shouted. Answer me. Fine, Mom snapped. Yes, Andrew is your father, but he didn't want us. Jackson stepped up and gave us a life. Something clicked in my mind. The letters in Mom's desk drawer, the ones written in unfamiliar handwriting. They're from him, aren't they? I asked, my voice shaking. You've been hiding them from me my whole life. Her face paled. You went through my things? That night, I confronted Jackson. He sat in his study, his shoulders slumped, looking utterly defeated. I knew, he admitted softly. I always knew. Why? I asked, my voice cracking. Why did you let this happen? Your mother. She has a way of making things work in her favor, he said, staring at his hands. The money from Scarlett's trust fund, it kept our lifestyle afloat. I couldn't listen to any more. With Ethan's help, I packed my bags, my hands shaking as Mom screamed threats through the bedroom door. You leave and I'll destroy Scarlett, she shrieked. I'll tell everyone she's senile. Have her committed. Is that what you want? As Ethan drove me away, I watched Mom in the rearview mirror, still screaming on the front lawn, her figure shrinking as we sped off into the night. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Jessica, this is Andrew Mitchell. Your grandmother found me. I've been looking for you for 23 years. I'm so sorry I wasn't there. Please, let me explain everything. I stared at the message, tears blurring my vision. Behind us, Mom's voice faded into the distance, but her threats still echoed in my mind. One thing was clear, this wasn't over. Not by a long shot. My entire life had been a carefully constructed lie, but now I was going to tear it all down, brick by brick. Living at Ethan's apartment, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd only scratched the surface of Mom's web of lies. Determined to uncover the truth, I hired Jack Morrison, a private investigator Chris recommended. "Your mother's been busy," Jack said, spreading a stack of photos across the table. My breath caught as I recognized faces from my past. "Remember Michael? Your college boyfriend who suddenly transferred schools. He said he got a better scholarship. Turns out, Lauren threatened to report his family's restaurant for health violations. They're immigrants. They couldn't risk the attention." My hands trembled as I picked up the photo. "What about James?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. "Last year, she fabricated sexual harassment claims to his employer. Kid lost his job. Couldn't prove his innocence. It didn't end there. Grandma Scarlett, now staying with a friend, called me with more revelations. Your cousin Lisa's college fund," she said, her voice heavy with guilt. "Lauren convinced your aunt to invest it in a fake business venture. Everything disappeared." "Why didn't anyone stop her?" I asked, my frustration mounting. "Fear, sweetheart. She has dirt on everyone." Scarlett's voice broke. "Remember Uncle Pete's sudden move to Colorado? Lauren threatened to expose his gambling debt to his wife." As I pieced together the scope of Mom's manipulation, Andrew Mitchell walked into my life. We met at a quiet cafe, and when our eyes met, I saw 2 decades of loss reflected in his gaze. "I wrote to you every birthday," he said, his voice thick with emotion. He handed me a stack of letters, each one yellowed with age. Every one was returned unopened. I sent gifts, photos, child support. Your mother made sure I never reached you. When they returned, I wasted no time. I hired investigators, but with Lauren holding legal custody, she retaliated quickly, threatening restraining orders and wielding her power like a weapon. Then my phone buzzed with another message from an unknown number. "Lauren's getting cozy with Daddy Dearest. Shame about Scarlett's nursing home application being rejected. Seems every facility in the state has concerns about her mental stability." Lauren's tactics didn't stop there. Chris, examining my laptop, uncovered the full extent of her intrusion. "She's been monitoring your emails, bank accounts, even your location," he said, scrolling through the data. "Look at these keylogger records. They go back years." "Can you trace it?" I asked. "Better. I can document it. Every invasion of privacy, every unauthorized access, it's all here." The evidence piled up. Lauren had created fake social media accounts to spy on me, used Scarlett's social security number to open credit cards, and even forged Jackson's signature on loan documents. "Your mother's good, Jack," the private investigator said, "but she's sloppy." He handed me a file. "Found this in the county records, proof she stole from Scarlett's estate, leaving her nearly bankrupt." Andrew, with his expertise in cybersecurity law, connected us with forensic accountants. They uncovered a tangled web of offshore accounts, fake businesses, and financial fraud that spanned decades. As the investigation progressed, my phone buzzed again. This time, Lauren's venomous voice cut through the line. "Back off, Jessica. I've got friends at the nursing board. One call about Scarlett's concerning behavior, and she'll spend her golden years in a padded room." I hit record on my phone, my voice steady. "Keep talking, Lauren. Tell me more about your plans to falsify medical records." There was silence on the other end before she hissed, "You ungrateful little—" "I'm not that scared little girl anymore," I interrupted. "You want a war. Let's go." Thanksgiving dinner became the perfect trap. I invited the entire family, including Lauren's business partners and closest friends. She walked in like she owned the place, Jackson trailing behind her. "What's this? A peace offering?" she sneered. Her smirk vanished when Andrew's lawyer stood and addressed the room. "Lauren Anderson, we have evidence of your interference with legal correspondence spanning 2 decades. He projected emails onto the wall. Proof she intercepted court documents, child support notices, and legal filings. You can't prove any of this," Lauren snapped. "Actually," Jackson said, his voice cracking, "the company audit found everything. The missing funds, forged signatures, fake contracts, all traced back to your computer." Her realtor partner, Linda, stood abruptly. "What missing funds?" Oh, Linda, I said with a smile. You might want to check those investment properties Lauren convinced you to buy. Turns out they don't exist. The room erupted as secrets spilled out like dominoes falling. Uncle Pete revealed how Lauren had blackmailed him over his gambling debts. Aunt Lisa exposed the stolen college fund scheme. You ungrateful little snakes, Lauren screamed, lunging at me. But security, courtesy of Andrew's firm, blocked her path. That's when an FBI agent stepped forward. Mrs. Anderson, we need to discuss your real estate transactions across state lines. Jackson stood, his hands trembling. I want a divorce, he said. And the DA has questions about the company funds. As Lauren was escorted out in handcuffs, still screaming threats, her carefully constructed empire crumbled around her. Her real estate license was revoked. Jackson's company pressed charges. Former clients filed lawsuits. 1 year later, I stood in my new office, recently promoted to senior architect. On my desk sat a family photo, me, Andrew, Scarlett, Ethan, and Chris at my graduation from my master's program in architecture. Andrew had helped me pursue my dreams, and Scarlett, now living in a cozy guest house we'd renovated for her, was finally at peace. Her financial security had been restored, her reputation untarnished. Jessica, my assistant, popped her head in. Your father's here for lunch. I glanced out at the city skyline, feeling a sense of peace I hadn't known before. Lauren had spent her life building an empire of lies, but I was building mine on truth. Andrew walked in, his smile warm. You okay? He asked. Perfect, I said, meaning it for the first time in my life. Let's go change some lives. What would you do if you discovered your entire life was built on lies? Would you expose everything at once, like I did, or take a different approach? Share your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your perspective.